I wonder who you think you are. Do you damn well think you're God or something? God give life, God taketh it away, not you. I think you are the devil itself.
Following spring, a building society clerk was walking home from her grandmother's late at night across Savile Park in Halifax. She was the 10th victim. Her name was Josephine Whittaker. She was 19.
Good morning, everybody. I am in Halifax, Savile Park in Halifax, and this was the site of Josephine Whittaker's murder on the 4th of April. Same day as Martin Luther King, I do believe, although the year isn't the same. Right. So Josephine Whittaker lives, if you can see kind of that gap in the houses there. It's really hard to know what you can see and what I can see, because on my viewfinder you can't see it, but there's a gap in the houses. Ivy Street's down there, and that's where 19-year-old Josephine lived with her parents. And she had been to Huddersfield Road, which is why I'm pointing down there, and that's where her grandparents lived. And Josephine was a bank clerk. She worked at a branch of Halifax, and she just bought a watch from a mail order catalogue. That's the most 70s thing I've ever heard of. I don't know what that is, and she had walked to her grandparents' house, and it had gotten quite late because one of her grandparents wasn't in, so she waited. Taking in the serenity, and so she left quite late. The granddad wanted to walk her back, but he wasn't very well, and Josephine didn't want him to. And she was asked to stick to the roads, because even in Halifax, where nothing had happened, like, the fear of Peter Sutcliffe was still prevalent. But it was getting late, so she cut across the park from about where those football goalposts are to get to there. I'm sure she'd done it 1,000 times before, and I think that's the kind of thing. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why shouldn't you? You know. But as she was cutting across, about where those two people are, I would imagine there's like a path there. I'm the wally on the grass, but I'm wearing boots today, so I won't fall over. Peter Sutcliffe approached her and struck up a fairly pleasant chat, and even made a quim, so he says, about you can't trust anybody these days and stuff like that. So yeah, they were cutting across this park, and they got to anywhere, well, I think it's a bit further up here, and so Peter Sutcliffe had been in Bradford. My hands are freezing here. With Trevor Birdsall. They'd been out drinking. It's another 70s thing. Everyone seems to be drink driving. Wasn't that frowned upon? And then he drove to Halifax, and he kind of he circled this park looking for somebody to murder. Once they got to about here, Peter Sutcliffe said to Josephine, "Hey, what's the time? Can you see on that clock?" I don't know if you can. No, I can't read that. And as he said, "Oh, you must have good eyesight," and leant back to look at the clock, he attacked her, and she was found about here. Beautiful sky. It was 11:40 p.m. she left, and she was found by people waiting at this bus stop just up here. Bus stop just here. The bus driver in the morning, around 5 o'clock, looked over at the park and thought it was some rags. That's the bus stop. And then I'm not sure. Like, I've got it written down in my book. My hands are cold. About some time later, somebody was waiting at this bus stop and saw, again, Josephine Whittaker lying down here. Quite a very famous picture. And she reported the body, and this whole area was cordoned off. The police called the bus depot and told them to close this bus stop. And then they kind of realised that the pile of rags that the driver had seen wasn't just a pile of rags. I might do the drive, Huddersfield Road to Savile, and yeah, I'll show you. Show you the walk she was going to do, but I'm going to go to her grave as well. I'll show you that. Very cold this morning. So that's 294 Huddersfield Road there. Now, I'm not overly sure which way she walked, but, and obviously I'm in a car, so she probably went up there. But I'll try and pick her up here. Now, I think I wasn't alive while this was happening. And I can only go back. Obviously I've known about this case since I was a kid, like a teenager. Can I get up here? But from the state of this road, from doing research, and it's horrible to say that this road is absolutely appalling. It's like the Jayne MacDonald murder and this one, Josephine Whittaker. They seem to be the murders that hit hardest. It's a longer walk than you think as well. Like, I was going to walk it, I didn't think it was too far. It's about just over a mile. And again, I don't know which way she was going, if she was going up here, and I don't know what this looked like in 1979, April 4th, easy date to remember. But Yeah, those two, Jayne MacDonald was kind of a kid, she's 16 years old. This isn't, I don't know if this is part of Savile Place, this isn't Savile Park on the left yet, this is Savile Park straight ahead here. And then Josephine Whittaker. This is like a middle class area, look, like compared to the areas that I've shown you. Even like in the year 2023, tomorrow is the year 2024, this is what I'm doing on my New Year's Eve. Even after all this time, still, you can tell there's a stark difference in the areas. Now this is where she probably cut across, down here, and it's where Peterson Cliff joined her. That's the clock tower over there. I'm not sure what this footage will be like. And that's why this I could be totally wrong. I mean, you got Barbara leaks as well. I mean, the ones that seem basically the teenagers. Barbara was 20, and let's be honest, they weren't ladies of the night, and it's how it was. Ladies of the night, is that a phrase? That's how it was portrayed. You know, the quotes of the police are innocent. I think it's this case where they say Josephine was an innocent victim, like the others weren't. It's like an appalling choice of words. But they seem to, for me, not living at the time, looking back on it and reading, they're the ones that caused the most fear. And again, this is where she was. This is the bus stop where she was found, and this is Ivy Street just down here. There's a really beautiful sunrise now, which I'm filming now. There we go. There's Ivy Street down there. I'm not going to go down. Yeah. But that's the walk she was making, and I'll see you at the graveyard. Wow, look at this for eerie, weird atmosphere and location. Look how beautiful that tree is. Ah, look at that mist down there and that. Look at that. Can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? It's what winter mornings in England should be. But I'm at, bizarrely, Halifax churchyard. Halifax is beautiful. Obviously, it's hard saying places like Bradford aren't that nice because the areas I've been in. Oh God, I've got to get up here. That's easy enough. Ah, go me. But Halifax has been beautiful. Really impressed. Never been. I've been to Bradford. I've been to Leeds. Never been to Halifax. Right. After such beauty comes, well, darkness really. We've had so much rain in England. Everywhere's saturated. So forgive me for walking quite unusually. Oh. Beautiful. Sorry. The morning after, I hadn't noticed that Josephine hadn't come home. She left her grandparents so late. She was 19, so as we would all do, you know, just let yourself in. But this was once a grand tree as well. But she lived with, one of the parents was a step parent, and she had 2 brothers. And her 10-year-old brother, or he might have been 13, 10 or 13, he went to the paper shop early in the morning, and he was walking back through the park. He saw the commotion, and he recognised one of the shoes was his sister's. He ran home, told the family. They checked the room, and she wasn't there. And yeah, the lives were forever damaged. This is buried just here. In loving memory, Henry Priestley died November 29th, 1938, age 72. Also, Susie Priestley, wife of the above, died December the 17th, 1948, age 76. Also, Josephine Whittaker died April the 4th, 1979. And that must be her brother who found the shoe. And I'm not sure what this says here. I'll leave Josephine and her family resting. Doing these videos, I think people that do these videos, I don't know, they're harder than you think, going around these sites and stuff. They really are. It's very dark. It's very humbling, really, how fortunate we are. Because all of these victims, they, you know, you think, like, you know, when somebody makes you jump, that was one of their last feelings in life. And when somebody makes you jump, and in a split second you realise everything's okay, their split second it wasn't. Yeah, really. Yeah. Makes you grateful how fortunate we are. 19 years old. I don't know. But from Halifax, I'll see you tomorrow for another one of these. I might spread out releasing them now. I think these are a bit tough, but I'll see you when I do.